All right, we are okay, going live, and now you're live. I'm live. We are live. Okay, let me see here. Should be also saying it. Say it. Say you're live. Yes, it's live. Yeah, hi everyone. Welcome. So let me just put live chat that if there is any chat coming in, so I have two of this and then I have this one. I don't need to have so much because we are just here. Okay, great. Hi and welcome whenever, wherever you may be in time. It's always now. And so we are so very happy, glad to have you with us in this moment. And so we are just waiting a little bit. Do we wait? Do we? Do we? Well, it's a very queer concept. Waiting. How do we wait? We can't wait because we are now. All right. Yes. So. Yes, we were supposed to have the round table, and as we understand it, the round table is moving to the next week. We'll see. We're yes observing. We're observing the round table where it goes. It had to be now, but as you can see, there is no round table right now. So the round table is supposed to move to the next. So where's well, if that's the case, we will see you also the next week for the round table. Yes. Okay. So, well, we are already here actually. The Syrians are already having fun with this incarnation, with this version of you. Yes, so let's go, right? Yes, just go even more back. Like that. Give us space. We need space. No, no, we didn't have the spice. The spice of June is not something that we had. We didn't use that. That was in another, let's say, another version. This was valid, but it was not ours. We do not relate to the spice. We don't need to extend our life span. We already had a pretty good, well, a pretty good, I mean, yeah, pretty good one. But several years, yeah, longer than humans, yes. We will be 200, 300 years, human years. Yeah, we didn't need to go as fast as you do. And I mean, and then the relationship with um, time is completely different anyway, right? You create time in your version. We didn't need to create time as you do. So when we relate to you, I, how long are you? It's a translation for you. It's giving you an idea of something that for us doesn't have even sense. I mean, for us right now, we are not the Syrians in relating to the Jordan wars, right? We are the Syrians coming after the ascension, the planetary ascension and the species ascension and the and the consciousness ascension. So we have to relate it to you as we perceive it, as we see it. There isn't really a relationship with it because we are giving you a human experience, even when you are asking how long is it? Well, it's not as long as you, because it's not really possible to give it in time. It's another concept, another way to relate, right? And for us, we are past the relationship of years. We are not creating a space now. We are past that. We are not bound by time. We do not need time as a relationship of focus as you do. Yes. So the Syrians and the humans together. It's not for us, it's not that surprising because the relationship that we have with planet Earth, number two, is ongoing. We are with you, co-creating with you, and in many nows, in so many nows that it's so natural and it's so we right we do not need to we do not need uh, um, to know about you. We already know about you. It's the human experience is something that we are observing, and for some of us, planet Earth has been a place where we have come after the Orion Wars, reincarnating, or even not needing to reincarnating, just relocating and then reincarnating afterwards, right? And you will not know us because we are similar to you, or if we are not similar to you, you will not see us between among among us among you, because we are too different and you are not yet validated that different. Yes. So yeah. um this is a relationship with, we are here now, right? Talking much more about sound healing, sound, use of sound, the use of sound as a tool for healing. And we already, as before ascending. We had already mastered many healing, but many way of using the sound. This is something that you have still not evolved. You see sound as something that as a vibration, but you are also vibration. So um, sound is something that you can hear with your ears, and but you cannot perceive with your eyes. You can feel the vibration when you are receiving the sound on your physicality. But other than that, it's not possible to you for you, yeah, to use the sound in a more evolved way with a different technology. Um, Sound can absolutely take other forms. It can be solidified, solid, become a solid, and it can even be a liquid, right? Like water. And if you look at um, your objects, everything is making a sound. Water, whether it's the table, whether anything can create a sound uh, with right your interaction with any physicality. There is a sound that is created. Now, if you realize that you have a beginning of understanding of how to use the sound as a solid. How do you well, you start by understanding the relationship between the object and the sound. You are, as human beings, using your body to create sound. Your voice, right? But you have all the rest of the body. You can use it to produce a sound. Now, if you were to explore it in a quite different way, you will use these tools for creating sound in a completely different way. Starting from the physicality, your physicality or the physicality of any object that you are using, where you freeze the sound. You freeze the sound in time. Yeah, if you want. It's a way of seeing it. It's not in time. Because if you are freezing something in time, it's that time is still happening all around, and then inside that there is no right time is frozen. So if you interact with that, there is a problem with time. Time has nothing to do with that because it's not real. But you have a way, there are technologies that can be used now to develop, to invest into it. But basically, you have something that is solid, that is producing sound. And so, starting from that, you can evolve this statement into making the sound a solid. And what form does that take? Well, any form you want it to take. For instance, you can give to your book, any book, you can transform the book into a solid sculpture, or you can make the telling of the book as a solid. So you have someone reading the book, and that reading, that right, the word, the sound that is done when someone is reading the book, right, with words. Well, you take all of that, you put all of that together, and you create a solid version of that sound. So it's the sound. You're not storing it into something else like a computer. It's not. You do not need to put that into a container, right? Creating what you have here with your technology, where you store the sound. The sound becomes what, 1010001001, right? Your binary language, which, by the way, right, when you look into it, you are when you are talking into technology, what you are hearing is a voice, right? The sound of the voice is the voice. You are interpreting it. You're not hearing a technological voice. You are hearing the voice that you will hear if you were in person. The truth is that you shouldn't. That is a tip of how you can realize that you're not communicating through something, with something, whether it's the telephone, whether it's what you use the computers now to communicate with each other. You are hearing the voice as if you were in person. That shows you that that is not what is really happening. What is really happening is that you are having a exchange here, not with this, but with the telepathy, if you want to call it that way, with the telepathy, right? And so you are hearing exactly what you will hear if you were the two in the same room. But we digress. So we are not talking about creating a what you call an audiobook, where you have a file stored somewhere that you can listen. No, we are literally talking of having all the words told in the reading of a book becoming a solidification, right? A expression, right? The sound is solid, and so that is your book. The book is that. And when you want to listen to the book, you interact with that expression, with that sculpture containing all of the book. The book is no more written on a paper or on paper. It is not stored in a computer. The book is sound. So that, in fact, what you can have is you can have the writer of the book creating that version where they are reading, where they are telling the book, and then you can making dramatic way, right? This is also a way that you can have, that you can use to for a movie, for a video, right? You use the sound with the solidification of the sound. So, um, yes. Uh, yes. With the solidification of the sound, right? Then you can put everything in that to express what the visual is, and you do not need to watch it anymore. You can listen to it, right? But you receive all of it by just touching, by interacting with the sound. You have all of it coming into your awareness. These are ways to use the sounds that are very different from what you are aware, accustomed. And our only example, because then the sound, when you with the solidification of the sound, then the sound can make you travel. Solid. You need to create something. You create the sound, and through the sound, you have your spaceship, or you have your whatever you need. And moreover, it also tells something, a story, something, right? How do I go to that planet? Well, you go there by using the sound of going there. And you are there. These are ways of using the sound in 3D, in your version of, right, in 3D. You use the sound in really very different ways. And well, it can become a weapon. You already have ways of, right? But it's in a very different way. It becomes something that you have no idea, and it will not give you ideas with that. You have already enough imagination as it is. But right, the sound, when you use the sound in different ways, sound can give you so many ways of so many new technologies that allows you to go and use your body in a different way, use your voices in another way, use the sound, right? Your interaction with the physicality, it becomes suddenly different. Mm. And healing. Healing with the sound expressed at its full potential with the solidification. It's so much more in its expression of technology, because you are solidifying your sound so that the interaction with the vibration of the sound is completely different, and so you can go and heal at the micro, at the tiny little, you can real, the precision of it is something that you are not knowing right now with your medical abilities. You can also interact with any part of your body at right at the micro level, at the tiny level. you can send a vibration exactly there where you need it to go. And you can model the vibration so that, or express the vibration so that the vibration has a precise effect on your body, so that you can cure everything with the sound, because it interacts with the body, but it interacts with a different level of consciousness as well. So you can heal at many levels. And you can use, right? You can even, right? You create, oh, that's great. Oh, I didn't think about that. Sorry. I go back. I'm, I come on. Yeah. Wow. That excitement. Yes. That was the reaction on realizing. So you can have your medicine, your pills, right? Your pills could be sound, purely sound. You take them, and so you have the sound going into your body, and so the vibration goes in it, and then it has its action inside of you. Can you imagine? No, you can't. It's a completely different way, right? You have now ways of using your uh, of right, of creating these physical substances, right? Well, you can have the sound. You solidify it, and then you put variation of the sound and vibrations actually, and then you create the pills, and then you inhale them, you eat them, and then yes, you see, sound has so many applications that you're on. Max was even not thinking about that being possible, and he has just right a realization. Oh yeah, look at me, I didn't think about that. Right, that's what was. But yes, sound can be used in so many ways. Travel, as you said, medicine, arts. But here, the arts was already, we already talked about the arts. Here we are more talking about all the ways, right? The travels, going from one place to another, or even from one planet to another. And you can use the sound. A technology that is expressing the sound. For healing, right? The express using your crystal ball. That's something that Max is doing. But now he's realizing, well, that is just one version of it, and a probably basic one from a perspective of evolution. There is much more possibilities in the sound than the crystal balls. Oh, okay. Yes. And that's the studies that Max, or the incarnation, the version of Max, the being that Max is with the Syrians right now. That's what she's doing. She is working with the sound and expressing all these things. Why Max is not able to do that? And is Max only using the crystal balls? And she's teaching him, she's helping him with that. Why not more than that? Because Max will not be able to do that solidification or that creating medicine and pills and these kind of things, because it's not in his awareness. It's not something that is technology that is yet available on your planet. So the way to interact with this technology is to way far too strange for you, to not yet there, but with um, ascending and with the evolution of human, these things, these technologies will certainly be something that you may be able to find, to express. We are only giving you an idea of the evolution that you can put into sound, into the search, your researches with the sound, making sound something different, seeing sound as something different. Exactly. Yeah. That's the story you tell yourself, that you have a technology here that is working with your voice, air, and um, your vocal cords, and then you have your voice coming out. That's how you perceive it. The story, the technology that you think you have, but the thing is that you are creating your sound. Human story, you're using air, vocal cords. That's the physicality. You now know that you are not physical, you are energy. So your sound is what? Is a interpretation of energy, of creation. So when we say you use your physicality in order to create your solidification of the sound, it means that you are interacting with creation, with energy, with the energy that is available to you, because everything is energy. When you understand that everything is energy, you are able to interact with creation, to make creation give you what you need in order to evolve the technology that you are using. Sound is part of the vibration. The sound is part of the physicality. This is what you are expressing. The interpretation that you have, the reality that you have, is an interpretation of energy. But some comes as what? What you perceive as physical, strong, as hard. And some is like the air, not right? But it's all energy, all of it. It's the interpretation that makes something solid or something hard, and something like the air. So when you see that that is the illusion, because it's what? Energy, you can interact with it. It's in the understanding of what it is. What are you really interacting with? What is reality? And you got there. You understood that all of this is only energy. It's not just you that are energy. You are light, so everything around you is light. So it's the interpretation that gives you what you are seeing or what you perceive. What is supposed to be a wall, what is supposed to be a computer, what is computer supposed to be, the air, water. Right? Obviously, if you are light, everything that is around you is the same light. So when you are making a sound, whether it's by speaking or by interacting with anything else that is creating a sound, isn't that the same light interpreted as a sound? Therefore, making the sound solid, absolutely possible, because that sound is coming out of you, a solid body. When you do this, this sound is coming from a solid. So it's a extension, but it's an interpretation. When I do this, I must have a sound. You thought that that was related to you by the air. The air is helping the sound to go around. No. There is no relationship between sound and air, in the sense that the sound exists, it's made because you interpret it. What is really happening? You are talking right now, or we are talking right now. So we are expressing sound. We are using air to bring out your voice, your sound. Good. That's the interpretation in physicality. That's how you interpret the physical world. Now you know that you are not physical. The physical is a interpretation of the light. Therefore, what is really happening is that there is a sound that is created, but it's not created as the result of a physical action. The sound is created in creation as interpretation. And the way that is expressed in the physical is what you are telling yourself. This is how I hear a sound. This is how I talk. Good. That is why you can interact with this. And you can use the sound as a technology that can evolve in something that is not yet in your reality right now. And again, this is something that is a potential to appear in your reality. The evolution of sound. Sound is used in a completely different way. Well, and in that moment, obviously, human is going to evolve into something different. And this is something that for you is at the level of the evolution that you can perceive, right? Between the way you were communicating before, like writing a letter and then having to send it by post, and the post was The transportation was by horse. It was taking 2-3 days to have your letter to go from one point to another. That today for you is really close, but in another year it was quite far away. Um, and now you just have to push to write it on your computer, and the next second your letter is already received by its at its destination. It takes you, it's instant. Your communication now is perceived to be instant. So you look at the evolution between that need of paper and ink, where now you now you write a letter on your computer, and it's already there as soon as you send it. So that is the level of evolution. Not the same thing, right? But the level of evolution that is needed in order to have your sound to go from something that you see, you perceive as something that you cannot see, that you cannot, because it's simply a vibration and it's invisible, into becoming something that is visible because you solidify it. And as a solid, you will be able to see, to perceive the sound at that moment. Okay? Right. So this is the evolution in the use of sound, a potential. And you'll see if that potential will be realized in your reality. Maybe in your lifetime, you will have the beginning of it. So, and we will stay with you with the sound, the crystal balls, and to see where that is going to bring you. So that is it, what we wanted to communicate. And so we take our leave and we say goodbye, and we will see you in the next now. Oh la la. That's fascinating. Having our what we take aspirin becoming something. Can you imagine the aspirin becoming sound? Think of sound, and you you take that, and instead of having something that goes everywhere, you have something that is going exactly where you need to go, and then it's a vibration that heals you. Wow. Well, all right. So that is all for tonight. Sound. The amazing sound. Thank you for our friends, the Syrians, and so I will, and thank you to you to join us and to have this moment together. And we will. I love you, and I will see you in another now. Like, comment, and share, and check my my Patreon for more, and well, we'll interact here and there, right?